Welcome to the second part of our fourth screencast to create a simple game of Space Invader in Greenfoot. We've just used 4 loops to build these 5 bunkers across the bottom of our screen, and we're now going to do to remove objects dynamically, which means while the game is being played, whenever a bomb reaches the bottom of the screen, as you can just about see, or when it hits a tile. So let's find the method we need to use for this. If I right click on actor and then pick, sorry, it's not actor, it's world that I need, and open documentation, it's going to open up the documentation inside a web browser. But the great thing about this is, even though it's a HTML file, it's a file that is not on the internet but stored on the one computer that has a copy of Greenfoot you're using right now, which means if you are taking a practical exam, doing a Greenfoot task without access to the internet, you can still access these help screens, so it's important to get used to them. Let's have a look into the method for world, and if I scroll down, I'm going to find the method I'm looking for, which is remove object of type actor. So I can call this method to remove an object from the world. Right. I'm going to place that code inside the bomb. So let's bring the editor for the bomb, and then so it's a method from the world class, not from the actor class, which means actor doesn't inherit that method. But we can get hold of it by using the get world method, which gives us access to the world object method. Remove object. And now we need to specify which object we need to remove. I'm going to start by coding when the bomb reaches the bottom of the screen. So the object we need to remove is the bomb itself. And the keyword for this is this. So this line of code would remove the bomb, but I want this to happen only if the bomb reaches the bottom of the screen. Now, how do we check for reaching the bottom of the screen? We're going to use a method we've already used, getY, and we need to check the coordinates and see that it calls this a method just as y reaches the bottom. Now, to know what the bottom of the screen is, have a look into the code for your world, and over here this is the dimension of the world that is created when you import the image to for your background. So the height of my world is 400, which means I'm going to check if getY is more than, let's say, 390, and I put my curly brackets to run the condition that I want to run here. I'm going to line it all up so this all looks good. Let's give it one more space here and compile. No error. If I run my code, now when the bomb reaches the bottom of the screen, they disappear. Perfect. So I'm going to reuse the same code now when we hit a tile. So I'm going to, the second one is to remove the bomb, and then the first call to remove object is when we remove the tile itself. Now, you've seen what I've done here by putting these 2 slashes. This creates a comment which helps me knowing what this part of the code does. So get world remove object this, that's fine, it doesn't need anything more. Get world remove a tile, that will need a bit more work. And I'm going to place this inside a test, and my test is to check if we hit a tile. So for now I'm going to leave it empty. I'm going to put a comment check if it's a tile, and then the curly bracket for the code I want to execute if a tile is hit. So to check if we hit a tile, we need another to check our documentation for the actor. Now I've already got the actor open here, and the one method I'm interested in is this one, get one intersecting object. So I'm going to copy that code, place it inside my if statement. If get one intersecting object, and now I need to specify the type of object I'm going to intersect with, and it's a type tile, but it's not tile object, it's tile class. And in order to make that difference known to the compiler, I need to add the keyword class. Oops, like that. So if we hit a class, the code in this block will execute. Now I need to pass a reference to the tile that has been hit in order to remove it. So I'm going to again use that same call here. Oh, I've just spotted a mistake. I've forgotten to close my second bracket here. Now what I want to do with this method call, I want to assign the result of calling this method to an object I can then pass as a parameter to this method here. So my object is going to be an actor, and I'm going to call it A, and it's equal to the result of calling this method. And that A, I can then pass it as a parameter to this method here. Alright, I'm not quite done yet, because over here I have a test, and then I'm calling this method, but I'm not testing its result against anything. So I want to run this code when the result of calling this method is not empty. We know how to code is. So this here would execute if calling this method doesn't return anything, but we want to call it when it returns something. So we need to use exclamation mark equal. So there is an object we've just hit. Now this should compile, but if we run it, we're going to have an error when a tile is hit. So we've just hit a tile, and then if we read the error message, this is interesting. So it says actor is not in world, an attempt to use the actor location while it's not in the world. The reason for that is that we've just removed the tile here, but then when we move further down our act method, there is a call to the get y of the tile we've just removed. We can't let that happen, it's not possible, so we need to exit the act method just after we removed the bomb, and the keyword for this is return. Now if I compile and run it, our bomb disappear when they hit a tile, and they disappear when they reach the bottom of the screen. So this is the end of this screencast, and then join us for the last one to finish this game.